Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Gossips 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The room at Forrester Creations felt really tiny. Forrester Creations' conference room is big enough for lots of people. For Carter Walton, it felt like the walls were coming closer and closer. He felt a feeling in his chest. It was like his heart was beating fast. He had this nervous feeling all over his body. Carter Walton had been in spots before. Like when he had to make big decisions, or when he was in court, or when people he worked with did bad things. Nothing had prepared Carter Walton for what was going to happen next at Forrester Creations. Daphne Rose spoke in a voice at first. What she said was really important. It made the air feel heavy. "Carter, there is something you need to know," she said. She looked around nervously. Her eyes did not meet his eyes directly. Carter felt a chill go up his spine. Daphne Rose sounded hesitant. Her voice was shaking a little. This made Carter worried. He felt like something was going to happen. "Daphne Rose, what is it?" he asked. He said, "Tell me. Please." His voice was strong. His heart was going crazy, beating really fast with each second that nobody said anything. Daphne swallowed hard, her fingers playing with the edge of her blouse. She said, "It's about your son." These words hit Carter hard. He blinked, trying to understand what she meant. He said, "My son," in a voice. He could not believe what he was hearing. Down Carter knew something bad was coming. He felt like his whole life was about to fall. Daphne said the words in a quiet way, but they still hurt Carter a lot. He was trying to make sense of it all. It was hard for him to think clearly. The truth was going to change everything for Carter. He knew it. Daphne's eyes got all teary. She looked at Carter. She said, "Yes, Carter. He is your son." These words just stayed there like they were really heavy. They were worse than anything a judge could say. Carter's whole world felt weird, like it was spinning around something he never knew was there. "He is your son." These words were really hard for Carter to hear. Time seemed to stop. You could not hear the air conditioning humming anymore. The people talking in the office were not loud enough to hear. The sound of heels on the marble floor was gone too. The only thing you could see was Daphne. She was really scared and shaking. Daphne had something to say, and it was like she was holding something that could break easily and hurt her. Carter felt like someone had hit him hard in the stomach. He could not catch his breath. Carter felt like the air was sucked out of him. He was having trouble breathing. The truth that Daphne had was what was affecting Carter much. He finally spoke up, saying, "What are you saying?" in a quiet voice. The baby was what he was talking about. He was really hoping for an answer to this question about the baby. "You mean the baby?" he asked, wanting to know for sure about the baby. Daphne. Tears started falling from her eyes. "Yes, the baby," she said. "The baby we have been talking about. The baby who has been a part of your life without you even realizing it. I did not know how to tell you this, Carter. I really wanted to tell you. The truth is something you should have known all along." Daphne's hands went out to help Carter, like she wanted to hold him so he would not fall. Carter moved back a little because he was feeling scared and he could not believe what he was hearing. He was feeling a lot of emotions all once. He said, "You are my son's mother." He was really trying to understand this. It was a lot to take in. He thought about Daphne and the time they spent together. Daphne had a laugh. Daphne smiled at him a lot. Daphne looked at him in a way a long time ago. That was before things got complicated. They went their separate ways. He was trying to make sense of it all. It was hard. Daphne was a part of his past, and now she was his son's mother. "Yes," Daphne whispered. "All this time he has been yours, Carter. Your son. Now you have to figure out what this means. Not just for you. For your son. For all of us." Carter sat down in the chair and held on to the arms really tight. He wanted something to keep him grounded. His mind was over the place. He had many questions. He felt like accusing people. He had regrets. All of these things were swirling around in his head. How did he not know about his son? Carter thought about his son and what this meant for him. He thought about what this meant for all of them. Carter's mind was racing. He was trying to make sense of everything. Life had been going on without him even realizing it. The big question was, why did it take so long for the truth to come out? The truth about what happened was something he should have known a time ago. So why now, after all these years, was the truth finally being revealed about this thing that had been hidden from him for long? Life and the truth were two things that he thought he knew. It turned out he did not know the truth about his own life. Carter's hands shook badly. He ran them through his hair, trying to calm down. His mind was over the place, thinking about things that happened a long time ago and chances he did not take. He thought about all the conversations he never had, all the hugs he never gave, and all the birthdays he never got to celebrate with the child. Carter thought about the child, about how this little kid grew up without knowing him, without knowing the man who played a part in his life. Carter thought about this a lot. Why is this happening now? Carter asked. His voice was really strained. He said this loud, "Why now?" And he was thinking about the child. I am really upset because nobody told me about this thing. I wish someone had informed me about this thing earlier. Nobody said anything to me about this thing. Now I am feeling bad. This thing is something that I should have known about before. Daphne's eyes got a little softer. You could see the pity and compassion mixed with the sadness she was already feeling. It was not easy, Carter, she said. Things were really complicated. There were a lot of situations and circumstances that made it impossible. I did not want to hurt anyone, especially him. I cannot keep telling lies. You deserve to know what really happened. He deserves to know you, Carter. Carter closed his eyes. He felt the weight of all the years pressing down on him. It was a lot to take in. How could something that happened a time ago change everything now? Carter thought about this for a moment. He was still trying to understand how one thing could undo many years of his life, Carter's life. What happens when one moment changes everything? He felt it inside. This was really happening. Daphne was telling the truth. He could see it in her hands and the tears in her eyes. Daphne was not lying. Daphne was being honest. The room felt really small when Carter looked up at her. His face was pale. His eyes looked funny. I have a son, he said quietly, like he was talking to himself. These words felt weird to say. They were new to him. He had never said them before. He had never even thought about saying them. It was a lot to take in. Carter was shocked and shaking. Deep down inside him, a small spark of hope started to grow. The words, "I have a son," kept running through his mind. Carter thought about what it means to have a son. He had a hope that maybe he could still be a father. The father he wanted to be. If only things would go his way, he thought. He could be the father he had always wanted to be. The father that his family needed. He just wished that fate would give him a chance to be a father to his family. To be the father that he knew he could be. Daphne stepped closer slowly, like she was trying not to scare a little animal. He is a kid, Carter. He is smart and kind and full of life. You would be really surprised. I think he has been waiting for you to come into his life, even if he did not know it. Carter's mouth opened up in surprise. He had missed out on many years, missed all the important things, missed everything that mattered, but there was something about what Daphne said that made him feel like maybe it was not too late. The things Daphne said about the kid, they made Carter feel like there was still a chance for him to be a part of the kid's life. Waiting for me? He said again. His voice got stuck in his throat. His son, the person who shared his blood, had been thinking about him all this time. He had no idea. The thought was really hard to deal with. His son had carried a space for him in his heart without him even knowing it. This was a difficult thing for him to think about. Carter felt really bad. It was like time was moving slowly. He thought about when he was a kid. He remembered the things he wanted to do and the things that scared him. Now he was thinking about the child he did not know he had. Carter thought about all the things he did wrong. He thought about all the chances he missed. It hurt him a lot. Even though he was very sad, Carter felt a little bit of hope. He wanted to make things right. He wanted to fix his mistakes. Carter was going to try to do. He was going to try to be a father to the child he never knew he had. Carter was going to make this right. He wanted to fix the problem that had come from being for so long. He wanted to be a father to his son, the kind of father his son needed. He was going to make things right and be there for his son, the way a father should be. His son deserved a father like that. He was going to be that father. Daphne looked at him closely. She could tell he was feeling a lot of things inside. Carter, she said in a voice, and she put her hand on his shoulder. I know this is all really tough. You are probably feeling mad and mixed up. Maybe even hurt by what happened. He really needs you right now. The truth is, Carter, you need him too. Carter looked at Daphne and, for a long time, they just sat there not saying anything. The silence was not empty. It was filled with a lot of feeling. This feeling was like electricity in the air. The truth that nobody was saying out loud was that people's lives were going to change in a way, and it would never be the same for them. The silence was full of this truth, about the lives that were about to change forever. Carter finally said something. His voice was really quiet. It was shaking, but he sounded sure of himself. He said, "I want to meet him. I really need to meet him. I need to see my son, Daphne. I do not care what I have to do. I need to be with him. I need to make up for the time we lost." Daphne's face changed. She looked happy and relieved, like when the sun comes out after a storm. She said, "He is here," in a voice like she was not sure if she should be saying it. Carter's heart jumped up. The fact that this was really happening was almost too much for him to handle. At the same time, it made him feel a really strong and weird kind of happiness. He had been waiting for this moment for a time. Someone had been asking about Carter, even though that person did not realize it. Now Carter thought that this person was ready to know the truth. Carter felt happy and excited about what was going to happen. The reality of the situation was slowly sinking in. It was a lot to take in. Carter stood up. He felt scared and excited at the same time. He was also very determined. The road ahead of Carter was going to be tough. Carter would have to deal with a lot of problems and weird talks. Carter would have to make up for a lot of time that Carter lost. For the first time in a long time, Carter felt like he knew what he was doing. Carter felt clear about what Carter wanted. This feeling only came when something big happened. Carter was ready to face things he did not know about. Carter was ready to deal with the things that would happen. Carter was going to be a father. This time Carter was really going to be a father. Daphne saw the change in Carter. She smiled even though she was crying. "He is waiting," she said in a voice. "Go to him, Carter. When you see him, you will know what to do." Carter Walton, a man who always knows what to do, felt like his whole life was turning down. He was a man who was always in charge, who made the deals and decided what would happen. Now he felt like everything was different. Carter Walton felt like he was not in control of his life anymore. This was a very strange feeling for Carter Walton. He walked toward the door, the weight of the revelation pressing down on him, but also the warmth of hope lighting his way. Every step felt monumental. Every breath carried a mixture of fear and anticipation. And as he opened the door, Carter knew that nothing, no challenge, no betrayal, no past mistake, would ever feel the same again. Because now he had a son. And everything else, for better or worse, would revolve around that undeniable, unshakable truth. Carter stopped in the hallway outside the conference room. He put his hand on the railing. It was like he was trying to hold on to something. The thing they just told him was still stuck in his head. He could not stop thinking about it. He kept saying it to himself. "He is your son." He said it over and over again. It sounded weird because he never said those words before. He always wanted to say them. His legs felt like they were going to give out. For a second, Carter thought he might fall down on the floor. The words "he is your son" just kept going in his head. Carter thought about what it meant that he is your son. He is your son was something Carter never knew before. Many years he spent feeling like he did not really mean anything to anyone. He would often think about it, wonder if things would ever change. Now all those memories are coming back to him. He remembers all the nights he spent at the office. He thinks about the time he spent in courtrooms. The negotiations were really tough. The things at stake were really important. None of that was as hard as this is for him. Years of longing, of wondering if he would ever truly matter to anyone in this way, are really affecting him now. Carter leaned against the railing. His mind started to think about Daphne. He thought about her a lot. Daphne was a person. She was nice to be. The world Carter lived in was not a nice place. It was cold. People only thought about themselves. Daphne was different. She was like a light in a dark room. Carter remembered the time he met Daphne. He liked her away. It made him feel better. The room was filled with people who were upset and angry. Daphne's laughter made everything seem okay. She was a kind person. She was smart and beautiful too. It was not the kind of beauty that you see in pictures. It was the kind of beauty that comes from being a person. Daphne was beautiful because she was nice and smart, and she made people feel good when they were around her. He had been drawn to her because men often feel that way about women who seem really out of reach but still nice. There were moments when they connected. like when they looked at each other quickly, or when they smiled and touched each other softly that made him think there was something more. Life got busy like it usually does, and they went their separate ways before they really knew how much the woman meant to him and how much he meant to the woman. Then somewhere along the way a child was born. A kid that Carter did not know about. This was a life that Carter had no idea existed. His chest felt tight when he thought about it. A child. Carter's child. He had not known about the child. He was not there for the child. Still, a kid was born, and this kid would carry on Carter's family name. This thought made Carter feel happy and guilty at the time. He felt happy and sad. He did not know what to do. Carter's child was a person who would live on when Carter was gone. This was a thing for Carter to think about. He thought about his son and what he looked like. He wanted to know what his son sounded like when he talked. Did his son laugh a lot? What kind of games did his son like to play? He also wondered if his son knew how much it hurt that his father was not there for him. His son did not have a father to turn to. That was a big hole in his life. He was absent from his son's life in every way that mattered. Carter felt like he was going to be sick. He did not know what to do. Could a father like Carter really be a part of his son's life after not being for so long? Would it make a difference if Carter tried to be a father? Carter thought about all the things he had missed. He was not there for his son's birthdays. He did not see his son's school recitals. He missed his son's little league games. These were all things that a father should be there for. The more Carter thought about this, the more it bothered him. The thought of it was really getting to Carter. Still deep down there was a fire burning. It was a flame, but it was strong and it would not go away. He was going to try to keep it alive. The flame was a spark that the person had inside of him. He had to make sure it did not die. He would try to do this. He really had to do it for the flame. Carter shook his head, trying to get rid of the thoughts that were swirling around in his mind. He looked back at the conference room. Daphne was still there waiting for Carter, and she looked really worried and hopeful at the same time. She had told Carter the truth, something that can never be taken back. Now it was up to Carter to do something about it. Carter felt scared, but not for himself. He was scared for the boy, because the boy's life had been affected by not having a father. Carter knew that his son had already made some friends and found things he liked to do. His son had a routine and a life of his own. Carter thought that if he suddenly became a part of his son's life, it could feel like he was intruding. This could be very upsetting for his son. Carter did not want his son to feel like he was a letdown. The idea of hurting his son was very troubling to Carter. His son was the important thing to him. Carter was worried about what would happen if he stepped into his son's life now. Carter took a breath, then he pushed himself away from the railing and walked towards the door. He took each step slowly. He was feeling a lot of emotions. Carter opened the door slowly. He thought Daphne would be nervous and worried. Daphne was smiling a little now. She looked relieved. It was like she had been holding her breath until Carter came out. "He is waiting for you," Daphne said again in a voice. "He is downstairs. He does not know what is going on, or at least he does not know everything. I did not want to prepare him much. I wanted this moment to be genuine. Just go in. Be the person you are. Carter." He swallowed hard because there was a lump in his throat. He said, "I will do it. I promise." Then he walked out of the office. As he went down the elevator, it felt like the whole world was changing. The elevator stopped at each floor. Felt like it was taking forever. Carter's mind was thinking about all the things that could happen. He was thinking about what he would say to people. He knew it would not be enough. He was thinking about saying sorry. He knew it would not make up for not being there. The office and the elevator and everything just felt really different to Carter. He was thinking about his family, what they would say. He was thinking about what he would say to them. Carter just felt really bad. He did not know what to do. What do you say to a child who does not even know that you are alive? This child carries a piece of you in every single heartbeat, in every single breath that they take. You think about the child. You wonder what you can say to them. The child is a part of you, a part of your family. They carry your blood in their body. You want to tell the child how much you love them, how much you care about them. But the child does not know you, so you do not know where to start. You love the child much, and the child carries a piece of you in every heartbeat, in every breath. When the elevator doors opened, Carter felt a rush of energy that he could not explain. The lobby was a bright and airy place, but it was also kind of scary because it seemed so normal. Then he saw his son. His boy was really small, probably 7 or 8 years old, with eyes that looked around the room like he was searching for someone. The boy seemed alert and careful, like he was not sure what to do, and this made Carter feel something in his heart. Seeing his son was a strange moment for Carter. The boy had a way of looking around that made Carter want to help him. Carter's son was a boy with big dark eyes. The whole thing felt really surreal to Carter. Time slowed down again. It felt like it was moving really slowly. This made every little thing very clear. It hurt to see it all so clearly. The boy's hair was curled up a bit, he was playing with the strap of his backpack, and he looked very determined. Carter felt like he was going to cry. He had thought about this moment times before, but he was not ready for how it would really feel. The boy and his little things, like the way he stood, were very real to Carter now. Carter had imagined the boy. This moment many times, but it was not the same as it really happening. Carter's legs felt really heavy as he walked up to his boy. He took steps, being very careful. He did not want to scare him. "Hello, buddy," he said in a voice. His voice was shaking a little. The boy stopped moving, his eyes got a bit bigger. He was surprised by the way Carter spoke. Carter got down on his knees so he could look his boy in the eye. He wanted to seem like a guy, someone his boy could talk to. "My name is Carter," he said. "I am your dad."